And now it's time for the Cruise News.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Carnival Cruise News Podcastaways, whatever you want to call this. My name is Trevor Shelby. I'm your host for today's inaugural episode. Now, for those of you who are new to the show or don't really know what we're doing here, let me give you a quick rundown. Every week, we bring you the latest and greatest news from the Carnival cruising world, and not just any news, but this is the juiciest, most entertaining news that you will ever hear. And don't worry, if you miss one of these bonus episodes, you can always catch up with us every Saturday morning over at Carnival Cruising Podcastaways. We will be doing a deep dive on all these news, rumors, and giving you an in-depth look at what's going on in the cruising world. So buckle up, grab a life jacket, and get ready for some fun-filled news. And let's go on an adventure. In this week's episode, we're discussing the latest advisory from our friends at Carnival Cruise Line. And boy, do they have some tips and tricks to share with their book guests. If you ever heard this, it seems like the cruise line has taken the role of cruise director to the next level and they started sending out these pre-cruise reminders about all the fun policies on board the fun ships. From smoking policies to how to properly hold your drink and even how to save your seat without making enemies, this email has you covered. And don't forget about the Carnival values that was in this email, because who doesn't love a good reminder about the respect and community spirit? Okay, fine. Maybe some of us need a little bit more reminding than others. But seriously, if you don't follow the rules, play nice, you could end up with a hefty fine, or they'll confiscate your items, or even you get a one-way trip back to shore. Yikes, don't want that. Now, some guests are wondering why Carnival Cruise Line feels the need to remind everyone about proper behavior on board policies. Well, let's just say there's been a few incidents recently that's caused a little bit of a stir. But don't worry, the ship's officers are the ultimate authorities on the ships. They're there to make sure you have the best time ever while keeping you safe. So buckle up, grab a drink, and get ready to have a blast with the rest of the cruisers who actually know how to follow the rules and have a good time. After all, isn't that what vacations are all about? Well, that and avoiding hefty fines, of course. In other news, Carnival Cruise Line has raised a record-breaking $3.5 million in 2022 for St. Jude's Research Hospital. This achievement surpasses the company's previous record of $2.8 million raised in 2018. Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line, stated that this demonstrates the generosity of the guests and crew and their commitment to St. Jude's mission of finding a cure for childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. Since 2010, Carnival has been a proud partner of St. Jude and has raised a total of $26.2 million. That's fantastic. The company hosts various events on board and ashore, such as Groove for St. Jude's Dance Party and the Build-A-Bear workshops at sea, and they raise funds for the hospital. Additionally, Carnival promotes St. Jude's mission through art on various ships, including Carnival Horizon, Panorama, Celebration, Mardi Gras, with a goal of raising $33 million by 2025. Carnival continues to support the life-saving work of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. That is fantastic. I absolutely love that Carnival goes above and beyond in these things like childhood cancer research. In a little bit of a tidbit news, something that I was able to dig up, the Port of Los Angeles is actually inviting public comments on a draft or request for a proposal. So, this is far from happening yet, but they're wanting to develop a new outer harbor cruise terminal and redevelopment of the existing World Cruise Center there in the LA waterfront area. The port has experienced a post-COVID-19 cruise industry rebound recently with 229 cruise ships calls in 2022, the most since 2008. That is wonderful. And this is only expected to rise to an expected 250 ship visits by 2026. The development of a new outer harbor cruise terminal and the redevelopment of the existing World Cruise Center would be a fantastic thing to happen. I really hope it does. We'll kind of keep track and see what goes on here. The deadline to submit comments is from March 3rd, 2023 at 3 p.m. So hopefully they get some good feedback on this because, you know, we all know that it's never fun to be at one of these terminals that's, you know, maybe a little too jam-packed or maybe underdeveloped for what they're currently going through. So hopefully that all works out. The last bit of news that we have is that it's time, everyone, to set sail on the seas of adventure with Carnival Cruise Line. They just released a 2024 schedule that's amazing. So get ready to pack your bags and set sail on an 18-day journey to Japan, or a 25-day voyage from Singapore to Long Beach, California. The Carnival Panorama is ready to take you on a scenic voyage with 10 sea days and 4 port visits to Alaska and 2 to Japan. And if you're looking for more adventure than that, you can go on the 25-day cruise from Singapore, which stops in Vietnam, Malaysia, and the Philippines. Also 2 stops in Hawaii. That is amazing. It has 17 sea days and it's the ultimate seafaring adventure. But wait, there's more. The Carnival Splendor is offering 2 incredible journeys in 2024, including a 15-day cruise from Sydney, Australia to Singapore, and a 16-night voyage back to Sydney that has stops in Indonesia and Bali. So that would be amazing as well. For those who love the Caribbean, the Mardi Gras and the Carnival celebration will offer some 7-night cruises to the Eastern and Western Caribbean, while the Carnival Elation sets sail on 4 and 5-night cruises to the Bahamas. And for those who want to sail on the newly refurbished Carnival Glory, mark your calendars for March 24th, 2024, as the ship will be in dry dock and ready for even more fantastic cruises. Now, do you want to talk about some of these cruise news items? Why don't you hop on over to our Facebook page over at facebook.com/Carnival Cruising Podcastaways. We got a Facebook group and we got a Facebook page. Join them both. That's where the action happens. When you do that, you become a cult member and you will be on top of your Carnival cruising news. That's for sure. We also have, and this is going to be in the description, it's called SpeakPipe. If you have any comments about anything that we covered on today's show, why don't you go on there, leave us a message. We'll probably play it on a future show. And yeah, we'll kind of talk about what we've covered today. Also, join us this Saturday where we will go over these news items as well, kind of go in more in depth with the other podcastaways. So definitely tune in for that. Actually, this Saturday's show, the 4th of February, is going to be a tad bit late than normal because we're doing a unique recording for this show. So definitely go on, subscribe, so when that one comes out, you will be the first to know. Anyways, my name's Trevor Shelby, and I will see you all next time. But just so you know, you are unique, you are special, and you are loved. I'll see you all next time. See ya.